Everybody trying to have some fun here at 5 Minutes with Sean, maybe 10. So, as you guys know, this show is fueled by what happens in my life and the things around me, like it should be. And so I had a client recently ask me during one of the larger vendors in our space decided to update some reporting suites and change some places and not really give everyone all the passwords and information they needed to make these changes happen. So it meant a lot of reaching out to reps. And so the dealer asked me in confidence, asked me definitely not to use his name here. I told him I couldn't not use the story. The story was after dealing with his back and forth nonsense, he came to me and asked me, what is the point of my rep? Look, dude, I know a lot of great reps. So let me start by putting that out there. I don't need hate mail about how Sean hates all sales reps.
That's Sean at
Sean@carpetstuffbetter.com. I've given my cell phone out 100 times on the show. If you need it, go back and check the old episodes. But yeah,
you can find him on Facebook.
yeah, definitely. Find me on Facebook and yell all you want there. I don't check it. So here's the thing. He asked me the question. He was very frustrated, and it got me thinking, he's not wrong. I've been saying for a long time that there is serious bloat in that part of our industry. And again, caveat, I know, work with, respect, have friends who are the best reps in the world for their products. So again, this is not a blanket statement, but unfortunately, the majority of people that we deal with as an organization are difficult. And I don't mean difficult like they go out of their way to be jerks. I just mean they're just not engaged. Okay? So the example I'm about to give to you is there's about there's probably 10 different replies here to the exact same email, which was basically asking, can we please have access to the reporting suite that we've had access to the other reporting suite for years now, but the new one, can we just have the new one? The dealers are all on it. Here, just give us access. If you need their approval, ask for it. Okay? And here are some of the replies that we received. Okay? This is a direct question. There was nothing else in that question. Here's the login information for the reporting tool. I'm happy to go through a training session with you when you're available. There is a wealth of info to help the dealership. Next reply. No problem. Is there a time available for a quick webinar to review? It's very difficult. It's very different from the previous site. Okay. Happy to walk through the new reporting as well. There's a ton to unpack. Are you free tomorrow? If not, I'm flexible next week. Let me know when is best. Okay. I'm going to stop there and let you know that to this point, no one has actually taken care of the request that was put into the email because they're still waiting for corporate approval, which, by the way, this idea that vendors are going to start blocking third parties from pulling dealers' data for them is a fucking joke. Do you want to know why it's a joke? Because it isn't the vendor's data. Let me repeat again in case some of you had this on mute. This isn't the vendor's data. It belongs to the dealer. Plain and simple, that's it. So if the dealer tells you to give me, his mom, his sister, his brother access to the data, you give it to him. If he authorizes it, you do it. Don't make it difficult, because all you're really doing, vendors who want to make it difficult, is making it difficult on your client. Because we're going to get there. Whether we got to use their login or somebody else's, we're going to get there. So if the dealer wants you to do it, do it. Let's continue though, shall we? It's reassuring to know that you know about all of our products and analytics by name. That's wonderful. Do you have experience actually navigating the new tool? If not, I'd love to set up a time to walk through it. I asked in my email if you were already familiar with it. It's pretty new, so are you familiar with it, and do you need a walkthrough of it? I'd be happy to get you access. How about some training if you wish? Okay. Whoa, look at that. 1 out of, how many have I read you guys? I don't know, 7? The one here in the middle that's basically says, happy to help with the access, some training. Now this is my favorite. Remember, same company, different reps throughout the country. This response came from a tiny market, dude. In consideration of all of our clients, this is a tiny market client, okay? We do not assign non-dealer employees login credentials to any of our data management systems. What? You don't do what? First of all, that's a blatant lie because I've got 60 other logins. B, I've probably been working at AutoTrader or with their data longer than you've been in the car business, so I'm going to guess you haven't actually cleared that through anyone. And third, I actually took that up the chain, and I still haven't heard back. Do you know what's sad about that? That this kid might actually be right. But out of all the people we asked, he's the only one who said we couldn't have access to our client's data per our client's request. You can take that up the chain as far as you want. This is another reason I cannot stand big businesses, is because there's just so much dilution between fucking reality and what's actually going on in the world. They just can't see it, right? And this sort of nonsense is what, imagine if you were a dealer getting these responses asking for your own data, which is basically what happened because the dealers are all listed on these emails. For now, please see the credentials below. If you have any issues, please let me know. Boom. Another great reply. Thank you so much for that. Didn't hear about how I couldn't have it. Didn't hear about how I had to have training. Boom. Love it. You can't actually set up your own login. We have to take care of all of that internally. I see that you have multiple locations with us. We'll need a respective contact at all of these supporting locations. I'll help you identify who that is if need be. We've got more than 3 stores. And again, guys, if you just had enterprise access to any of your clients, you guys do it by, there are third-party companies like myself who want to help dealers. So just so you know. So when you do this, if you just set up as enterprise access, where if I give you my email, any client within your database that asks for access, because by the way, in the same space, there is a vendor who without fail, the second they're emailed, will reply back, all set up and added to your enterprise access. Then, on the other side of this question, there is yet another vendor who tells me I have to have its own email and its own phone number each time I want to get access to a dealer. Dude, whose idea was that? Come on, you guys are big enough. Figure out enterprise access. Make it easy for everybody. You do it for dealer groups. You should do it for people who help multiple dealer groups so they can have it all in one spot. Please, it's not that difficult. And we could avoid a bunch of nonsense like this. By the way, the last comment I have written on here, this is also from a dealer. This is the stupidest fucking login I've ever seen. Okay, well, not a fan of the dashboard, not a fan of the process, but it doesn't matter, right? That they're the dealer. No one told them this was even going to happen. So, and maybe they did, dealers, not great about seeing all the emails coming through. But here's my point. You have all these different replies. You think to yourself, okay, what's the big deal? The big deal is the inconsistency. The big deal is the headaches that you go through to get information that you've already been granted years ago from the old dashboard to the new dashboard. Nothing changes. Actually, weirdly enough, some of the data has changed, but we'll leave it to watch for a while, see if it evens out. I don't really understand how I could log into a dashboard on, let's just call it August 1st, and then I could log in on September 1st and recheck the data from July, and somehow it's different. I don't get it. My guys pull a lot of data, and I don't get it. So anyone watching, if you do get it, please help me understand how it happens. I get how it happens on car deals, dude. There's accounting, there are banks, there are all kinds of things that happen while car deals get carried over. But how could a VDP view get carried over? Or a form fill be carried over? So I think I've said enough here on this topic. Again, there are great vendors in the world. And this is probably what I have for you here, all this shit on here. It's probably not even their faults. It's probably a form fill from their bosses. And I think I already made my point clear how I feel on corporate America today. So I will leave it there. And I hope my rep friends tune in next week, because remember, I do love you. It's not about that. Just trying to air some grievances. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you again next week.